Hello, Africa, and welcome to our Powers in Conversation with our speakers as we get ready to the road to Cairo in March 2024. Today, I'm in conversation with Professor Badejo, and I am excited to introduce Professor Badejo. Prof, how are you?
Oh, I'm very fine, and thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes,
We made it to 2024.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So, Prof, you are part of our keynote speakers, and I would love to hear from you. What is the importance of women, economic empowerment for women in Africa at national and regional level?
Oh, definitely. Women are even slightly more than men
Yes,
in terms of the population of the continent, or in fact, most of the world. And so, if a half of a whole is not empowered,
yes,
then you are not moving at full speed.
yes,
And definitely, that's why the efforts of entities like Africa for Africa is fantastic in putting on the table the problem that we face. Because we've been talking about the Sustainable Development Goals.
yes,
Without women, the UN concluded that without women, we are not going to achieve much with
yeah,
respect to the Sustainable Development Goals,
goals,
which
yes,
is like what people used to say about give a woman education, you educate and empower the whole family.
that is true.
So definitely, empowerment for women is crucial for our continent, for the individual countries, and
Yes,
definitely the UN Agenda 2063,
yes.
not to talk about the Sustainable Development Goals, all together stress the need to empower women beyond the realities we have currently on the continent.
How do we improve practically women inclusion and participation in leadership and governance?
Well, definitely, the first thing that needs to be done is to economically empower women. It is very sad that in 2022, only 3 out of 9 women are regarded as economically empowered on the African continent. And the figure is actually very bad for many countries. The lowest is Niger with 1.5 women out of 9. South Africa has the best, but even then, it's still 4.1 women out of 9. Nigeria, my country, is very poor with 3.09 in terms of women empowerment. Now, what do we do to have a better inclusion of women is we must address the question of what women have access to in terms of economic well-being, because you must transcend the realm of necessity before you can enter into the realm of freedom. And invariably, that women are able to get a seat at the table is something that the women themselves must also be brought up, educated, supported in terms of the consciousness to know that nobody welcomes you on the table if you are not pushing to be there yourself. So invariably, women inclusion would have to involve a lot of networks of women themselves pushing necessarily for change. There are several other things that could still be done, and it's being done in some countries. Specific quotas have been established. Countries like Rwanda, for instance, has targets of the number of women that must sit on political posts, and the similar efforts could be done. But overall, these are like trying to deal with the problem like silos. I have been doing some analysis that I tag situational quadruple nexus, what this is talking about is the need to look at the issues of peace and security, development, human rights, respect for human rights, and humanitarianism as necessary interwoven relationships. But even to achieve those ones, you must focus on the leadership deficit that Africa faces. You must focus on the level of corruption that is in most of our countries, and you must deal with the problem of external dynamics that our countries face. The environment externally is not friendly, but we must deal with all that and build appropriate institutions. You look at much of Africa and you try to look for institutions, the efforts are building on one person, the strong man orientation. Maybe South Africa has the longest party that has continued, and that's the ANC, which is not the case for most of Africa, as well as paying attention to the human resources and the material resources of the country. And all these have to involve bringing women along on the basis of a 50-50 orientation. Most men will not be comfortable with a 50-50 orientation. I have 3 girls, or 3 ladies now, so I don't feel a loss like some men when you are denied a promotion because a woman has to be advanced. I look at it as yes, my own ladies too will benefit. A number of all these things I expect will be at focus in Egypt, and then we'll be talking about programmatic efforts. People told us we are tribes.
Okay.
But you cannot tell a people who are over 50 million
Yes.
that they are a tribe.
Okay, Prof.
So at best, we could say instead of nations and nationalities, we could use ethnic groups.
Okay. Okay, so are you Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa?
I am Yoruba.
You're Yoruba. Okay, I'm just going to move in. So, Prof, I'm going to ask you to teach me a Yoruba proverb about the importance of women or mothers in your language, and I'll try and say it.
Well, I can very easily use the one that is most popular,
Okay.
which denigrates men,
Okay.
and that is Iya ni wura.
Yani Wura.
Yes, Iya ni wura. Iya is mother.
Okay.
Mother is golden.
Okay.
Wura is gold.
Oh, okay.
Iya ni wura. But they say that the father is jigging, and jigging is just ordinary mirror. So you have 2 parties bringing up a child, and they're saying that one is golden,
the
but
other
the other one
is
is just an ordinary mirror that you can break so easily.
No, the kids get your surname, so let us have our golden moments.
Very good, very good.
Thank you so much, Prof.
You're very welcome.